We are TAMID Beta at Pitt, and our team analyzed Checkpoint Software Technologies. Checkpoint is the largest pure-play security vendor globally and the worldwide leader in securing the internet. The company is dedicated to developing new and innovative security solutions that redefine the industry's landscape. We hope our presentation will introduce Checkpoint as an excellent investment decision for TAMID's national board.
Checkpoint Software is an international provider of information technology security. As a provider of IT security, Checkpoint offers both products and services. These products are sold in the fields of network security, endpoint security, data security, and more recently, mobile security. The company also offers security management services. Checkpoint's diverse offerings are sold to enterprises, service providers, small and medium-sized businesses, and general consumers. The company was founded by current CEO Gil Shved in 1993 along with co-founders Marius Nacht and Shlomo Kramer. In 2010, Shved received Ernst & Young's Entrepreneur of the Year award in Israel. Ernst & Young receives over 1,500 entries from some of the country's most well-deserving entrepreneurs. Shved earned this prestigious award for his innovative work and inventions. He is considered the inventor of modern firewall. Not only does Checkpoint have headquarters in Israel and San Carlos, California, but they also have offices in Texas and Australia while still an Israeli company. Checkpoint's operations are spreading worldwide. After an initial public offering of $67 million, Checkpoint's first product was Firewall 1. With Firewall 1 GX, wireless network operators can offer seamless roaming to their data customers without exposing their network to potential security threats. In 1996, only 3 years after the company's creation, Checkpoint broke out by being named worldwide firewall market leader by IDC. In fact, all of the Fortune and Global 100 companies are customers of Checkpoint. Recently, Checkpoint has been selected by TU Automotive as a finalist for the Best 2016 Automotive Cybersecurity Product/Service Award. Checkpoint teamed up with Argus Cybersecurity to enable real-time alerts through detection and prevention in order to significantly reduce the risk associated with cyber attacks on connected vehicles. Starting in the 2000s, Checkpoint ventured into the field of acquiring other IT companies. Such companies included Zone Labs, Dynasec, and Nokia. This is significant because Israeli startups are taxed heavily, and thus are typically bought out by larger American and European companies. The fact that Checkpoint was able to acquire other IT companies without being acquired itself is impressive. Essentially, this is a startup that was able to acquire other IT companies. Most recently, in 2015, Checkpoint acquired the Israeli company Lacoon Mobile Security, moving the company into acting as a security provider for phones, tablets, and laptop computers.
Market research analysts predict the global CAD market to grow close to 8.75% by 2019. Companies increasingly prefer to use cloud-based CAD software as it is more cost-effective. The software and security market is feeding off of this growth as companies search for ways to keep their software secure. The cybersecurity market is estimated to grow as well. Global spending on cybersecurity is expected to increase from $75.4 billion in 2015 to approximately $101 billion by 2018. By investing now, you will benefit from the growth of the industry. In the current active digital environment, there is a need to assess the readiness of countries' legal and regulatory frameworks to advance the cybersecurity sector. The North American software and IT services continue to perform well due to higher spending on IT as businesses continue to modernize their technological infrastructure. As our modern society grows in the online business market, there is a higher need for online security to protect consumers. This market is increasing, and many smart investors are choosing to invest as well in this industry.
Checkpoint has very strong financial statements for a possible investment. When we take a look at Checkpoint's balance sheet, the company's current ratio, debt-to-equity ratio, return on equity, and retained earnings stand out. The first being their current ratio of 1.69%. A ratio above 1 means the company is in good financial health and is capable of paying its obligations, as it has a larger proportion of assets value relative to the value of its liabilities. The company's debt to equity ratio is 36%. This is a low percentage and tells us that the company has taken on relatively little debt to finance its growth and thus has low risk. Its return on equity is 19.13%. Return on equity measures a corporation's profitability by revealing how much profit a company generates with the money shareholders have invested. This is considered a high ratio, which means management is efficient in utilizing its equity base, and the better return is to investors. When looking at their retained earnings, we see they have increased by $1.4 million from 2012 to 2014, meaning the company is continuing to reinvest in themselves for future growth as opposed to paying out dividends immediately. When looking at Checkpoint's income statement, we notice some strong factors as well, namely the company's patterns of revenue growth and increases in net income. Revenue has increased each year from 2011 throughout 2015, rising from $1.25 billion in 2011 to $1.63 billion in 2015. This shows continued expansion of the company's production capacity and revenue stream. Naturally, we cannot understand the company's revenue solely on this basis. After all, it is possible that operating costs for the company have risen. Thankfully, this is not the case. Net income grew from $543 million in 2011 to $685 million in 2015. When analyzing the statement of cash flows, we found a few intriguing numbers. Under operating activities, we noticed that Checkpoint has a high positive operating cash flow, which means they are able to generate sufficient cash flow to maintain and grow their operations and will not require external financing. The investing activities show capital expenditures growing from year to year. In 2012, they started at $8,195, and they now spend $12,736. This is a very good sign because it shows the company is trying to expand its business by purchasing additional fixed assets. Overall, Checkpoint's financial statements are making a great case for successful investment. Let's now dive into more financials and a comparison with Checkpoint's direct competitors. Several ratios show us that Checkpoint outperforms its competitors in a variety of ways. EPS is a major component in comparison among companies because it shows a firm's profitability on a per-share basis. Even when looking at diluted EPS, which shows what would happen if shareholders choose to convert all of their preferred stock, bonds, and stock options into common shares, Checkpoint continues to stand the lead against competitors. Looking at the price-to-earnings ratio, we can see the market's perception of the quality of the stock. Because Checkpoint's share price relative to its per-share earnings is higher than the competition, investors can expect a high earning growth in the future. The operating margin shows what portion of a company's revenue is left over after paying for variable costs. Having a high margin means that they have less risk than their competition. Lastly, we see Checkpoint retains a greater proportion of each dollar of revenue via the gross margin. All of these ratios show us that Checkpoint is profitable, has a growth in the future, and has minimal risk. Each of these areas proves to us that Checkpoint surpasses the competition and is a valuable stock to invest in.
Checkpoint is expanding as strong demand for its computer network and mobile security technologies continue to increase significantly. CEO Shved recently said that with the predicted industry consolidation, he is open to more acquisitions. The market has swelled in recent years with many Israeli startups. Shved has already acquired cybersecurity startups like Hyperwise and Lacoon Mobile Security, while bolstering its presence in infrastructure protection with a combined hardware and software product built for deployment in remote environments. Check Point is an industry leader in research and development. It has launched new products aimed at preventing hackers from entering its networks while simultaneously developing a new security platform. The new platform, the R80, is a revolutionary way IT leaders can consolidate processes, policies, and technology for more proactive protection. This technology will pave the way for new levels of automation capabilities for time-consuming tasks. With hacking incidents on the rise, now is the right time to capitalize on Check Point's future-driven outlook.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation. We hope our evaluation provided exceptional insight into your investment decision.